This is Lewis Hart from IntuBoxing, delighted today to be joined with Mams Taylor. Mate, you are looking the part today. You are looking the part.
The part of what?
Mate, I don't know if we're in the boxing gym, mate. You should be on, the Wild West, mate.
That's where I'd rather be. No, I'm joking. I'm really happy to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of the boys are displaying a couple of skills here and there as well. So, and the girls.
What's it like? Like I said, you talked about the girls. How important is it to get girls on this Influent Boxing card? Like I said, promoting female boxing. How important is that for you?
I think that what we want to promote ultimately, and we got some really huge announcements next year that's going to fall into some of what we're trying to do is, I think, just let people understand that boxing can be such a positive influence in your life, as can most sports. If you commit yourself to something and it keeps you away from trouble and you try and become a better version of yourself every day, it's also parallel for other areas of life,
Let's talk about this card. We've got a lot of people on the card. Jay Swingler, Slim versus Ryan Taylor, which is a massive fight. It really does move the needle. Is that the one that you're looking forward to most?
I think so, yeah. I think it's the fan favourite, isn't it? It's 2 titles up for grabs as well, so...
Obviously, the main event was meant to be for this. It was meant to be Hasim Rahman Jr. versus Vitor Belfort. What was the reason in moving that into a month later in America?
Just made more sense. In America, you got 2 guys who live in America. They have a fan base here as well, but I think it was just the most logical move.
August, the Misfits Card in August was a massive success. What did you think of that overall? We had great wins like Deji winning, KSI obviously winning 2 fights in one night, Slim with an incredible KO, Salt Pappy, people like that. No one expected him to steal the card, and he did. What was your overall thoughts on that?
I think stars were made. I think there was a magic about that event, that I'm very proud of, and it was the excitement was there, and just the fights were entertaining. People knew Salt Pappy's name after that night. People knew Slim had arrived and he was serious. He wasn't just about taking the other fights. He was really about it with everyone. KSI doing a madness. Obviously, we all wish Pineda fought back a little harder, but he did an amazing thing and mentally conquered all kinds of obstacles. So I think he's ready. He's ready for a really big challenge next as well. So overall, that card was just the dawn of a new era,
So, you're talking about KSI on a big challenge. Is the idea to get him in January? Is that what we're looking at?
He wants a big challenge. He's going to have one,
Is there any sort of progression on who this big challenge could be?
We're working on it.
So, like I said, a few names have been mentioned. Obviously, Jake Paul's always going to be there. He's fighting Anderson Silva. Is the idea to get him with someone like I said? This isn't a disrespect to KSI, but you look at Jake Paul in terms of experience so far. He's been in the ring a lot more than KSI. Is the idea, not to make the Jake Paul fight instantly, but keep giving him then little steps up. Then you make the big fight.
But that Jake Paul fight, I think we're all agreed that it'll happen in 2023. So might be 1 or 2 more fights before, but that's the goal. We're going to make sure it happens in 2023.
How do you think Jake Paul will get on against Anderson Silva?
I don't know, but I got to give him credit that he's made people question that. It's a possibility that he beats Anderson Silva. Of course, Anderson's not in his prime, we know that, but he's still a formidable opponent. Can't take that away.
Is there something incredible about influence of boxing, like we say? Like I say, especially on DAZN, the level is just getting better and better. Whilst people might look at this like a mockery at first, people have dedicated, they've trained a lot, and it's the improvements that they are now, it's at a really high level.
Do one of the reasons that influencers at a higher level can improve so quickly is because they pay their bills by doing the stuff they're doing already, and then they can commit a large portion of time, and they can commit at a high level, because a high level trainer, if you're just coming off the street wanting to be a pro boxer, they're not going to give you private lessons. You're going to have to go to class, you're going to have to do your thing. You earn the private lessons, and these guys have earned it through doing whatever they've succeeded in their craft. So they get a fast track, to getting better and better.
100%. The more people learn the sport boxing, the more discipline they get. And like I said, this is just a sport that you can learn so much from.
100%, yeah. That too. And again, just being the positive influence to get you to commit to doing something that's good for your health, mentally and physically.
And as we said, how incredible is that for you that you are forefront of that? Like you said, you're working with people like Calisal and you're working with KSI. You're really in the midst of it. You are at the heartbeat of influencer boxing.
It's an honor, like I just want to make sure we keep on entertaining people and creating this amazing new world.
Honestly, Mams, I really appreciate your time as always. Keep strong. I really appreciate your time, mate. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
This is a fantasy fight.
This fight has been a long, long time coming.
This rivalry goes back 2012 when they last met. Savannah Marshall won that fight.
She wants to get that win back.
She won't be able to sleep properly at night until she reverses that loss.
A 10-year history.
Since she wants to say she's going to knock me out, I am coming over to prepare to knock her out.
Larissa has never faced a threat like Savannah Marshall.
The fight will live up to the hype.